Guys, I sure come at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. Glad to have you here. Listen, I was gonna upload my two favorite, most underrated, slept-on nukers inside the entire game, but we'll save that video for another day. We'll save that for maybe Wednesday this week, because I've been trying to kind of piece together what I want to talk about in this video all day long, right? We received the news earlier this morning that we have a Marichka and a Taurus 10-time event starting tomorrow. Dude, Taurus, my most wanted champion. I am going all in, okay? I think I'm close to my Mercy. I always say that, right? I think I'm close to my Mercy, and I've been saving my Void Shards. I haven't gone after any of the OP champions they've been throwing at us, which is very dirty. By the way, what are you looking at right now? Let me just jump into it. I don't even know what I'm going to say half the video, but I know it's going to be important, right? And I can't wait to hear from you guys in the comments, because I really genuinely want to hear from, you know, the temperature of the community. What is the zeitgeist right now in terms of the players of Raid Shadow Legends in their temperament to what is going on? What is going on is the question that I want to start this video proposing to you, okay? This is within the last 7 days. Within the last 7 days, we've had 3 10-time events, okay? 10-time events are happening, it seems like every other day now. When I started playing, I mean, we had to wait like a month for a 2-time event, and then 10-time events, they weren't even a thing that I can remember back in the day. But now, look at this list, right? This is the one that we got about a week ago from this, so 7 days ago. It's Jirgid the Breaker, Kandrafon, Hefrak, Trunda, Skullcrown, Royal Guard, Husk, Magnar. So, I'm not complaining in the sense that, okay, they're all the best nukers in the frickin' game, right? For PvP especially. Okay, and then a few days later, we get Duchess, and then we get a 10-time for Warlord. Arguably, 2 of the best in the conversation for the best Void and the best non-Void champion in the game, especially, again, in PvP, right? So then, today, we get, on Tuesday, tomorrow, at the time of this recording, 10-time from Taurus the Fierce, and then we get Marichka the Unbreakable. The 2 most broken champions in the game, whether or not you're in the camp of they need a nerf or they don't need a nerf, I've already gone on record to the disappointment of 95% of you guys. You want to know, just a little side tangent that nobody really cares about, but you want to know how to be unpopular on the YouTube, is say that any champion, I don't care who it is, say that anyone needs a nerf. People do not like it, but I'm pulling a complete 180, and I'm going to talk about why in today's video. Now, I'm not saying this as some sort of an empty threat, as some sort of a jump on the bandwagon. I'm calling for a spending ban or whatever the heck. I'm just speaking for myself right now. I'm going to go for Taurus tomorrow. These 2 champions, again, I'm on the record. I think that they both need a small nerf. I did up until right this second. But now this will go down as, and I want to be very blunt on this, very, very clear. If they do this 10-time event, giving everybody access to the most powerful champions inside the entire game, 2 champions who, again, personally, I think they're too strong. Look at this, guys. Look at this. I mean, this is what top, if you guys are curious, I'm sure none of you really are, but if you're curious at what top arena looks like right now, it's like Taurus, Marichka, Marichka. Taurus, Marichka, Marichka. Taurus, and Bobby is a beast, and Victor is a beast. Like, nothing against these players. Incredible players. But at the same time, it's like, this is what you get into. Anytime now, I creep into the top 200, and granted, I'm running like Siffy and Rotos and Duchess, so I don't really have a big leg to stand on here. I'm just saying that anytime I creep up to top 200 or anywhere near it lately, it's been this. It's been going against multiple Tauruses and multiple Marichkas, and all the top players are using multiple, it feels like, most of them, using multiple. I mean, that tells you to me, again, they might need a little nerf, all right? So my suggestions on nerfs, by the way, were to take away the fear, the guaranteed fear at the beginning of the turn from Taurus, and maybe the block damage on bombs, just on bombs from Marichka to make bombs more viable against Stoneskin in the game. Those are very, very minuscule nerfs. But now I'm walking it all back. I'm walking it all back, not because I've changed my opinion on those champions, because it will go down as the dirtiest of dirty scumbag, dirtbag, money-grabbing moves if they dangle out the 2 strongest PvP champions inside Raid Shadow Legends, especially when they're together, and get everybody spending money, especially all the whales, right? But really, I mean, if you're going to go for a 10-time event, this would probably be the one if you care at all about PvP, right? But if they nerf them, man, if they go in and nerf Taurus and Marichka, it's already dirty enough, frankly. It's already dirty enough that they're doing all these 10-time events, you know, getting a Warlord, for example, and then a few days later, after I'm sure a bunch of people went for Warlord, they send in the Marichka and the Taurus, right? That's already dirty enough, right? But the thing is, guys, is this kind of, I promise I'm not going to be too long on this video, but it goes into a bigger overall point right now, right? Is the direction this game is heading. First of all, I want to be very clear, another unpopular thing to say here on the channel or on any raid YouTube is I love the game, man. I'm really enjoying the game. I have my complaints, as does everybody. We know them all the time, the resources, the pay to win, you know, like we know. But what are they doing? Why are they giving us all these they're not giving us. Why are they giving us the opportunity to blow our resources on all the best champions inside the game? Why are they doing that? A, to get our money. That's obvious, right? They just launched Live Arena. Now let's milk them for some money. But doesn't it feel interesting, their philosophy here? Furthermore, when I say the direction of the game, what I'm worried about here is, listen, every single developer that I've met on the Plarium team, everybody that I've ever talked to at any live event, online, anything, they've all, first of all, been amazingly nice, courteous, helpful, just really cool people. Seem like down-to-earth, good people. Honestly, that's just my experience with them. But number two is I can't imagine being on the game team and pouring my heart and soul, which they do. You know, half these people, most of these people are in a freaking war zone and they're still grinding to keep the game up, inactive, updates, compelling new champions, all that stuff. And that stuff is great. But can you imagine being one of those people? You put all, you know, you balance these champions, you put them out there, you design them, and the designs have been awesome, both aesthetically and functionally on these champions. But can you imagine that you put all this hard work into it in these new dungeons and the mechanics, and then the monetization team gets their hands on it in absolutely just, I don't know, like takes a dump all over your hard work, dude. If I was a Plarium designer, a game designer, I would kind of be pissed at this point, right? Because you've made a beautiful game. You've made an incredible game. You've made, to me, not even close. How many Raid Shadow Legends killers have we seen out there on other YouTube channels out there, right? I could probably count a dozen. And these games all suck. None of them are still around, you know? And the ones that are, they're probably going to be dead in a year. You know why? Because Raid's the best out of all those games. It stands the test of time, and they just got a great game with some great champions, great dungeons, tons of content, too much content right now, right? However, the monetization, it's dirty, right? It's especially dirty lately. It's funny, I cover another game. I cover Clash Royale, right? I started Clash of Clans almost 10 years ago on YouTube. Then I switched to Clash Royale. And right now in Clash Royale, the community is up in arms. I'll take this off the screen. I wanted to make a point on how expensive and ridiculous this is, you know, everything to do with soul stones in the game. But it's also kind of boring just having that screen up there. But in Clash Royale right now, it's funny, guys. Because any of you who know that game, you don't have to know the game to understand what I'm trying to say here. But here's the crazy thing, dude, is people are so mad. They're up in arms. They're so angry. And I can see why. I'm not saying they're unjustified, right? But because the game is becoming more pay to win. Dude, and I just think to myself, man, if these guys played Raid Shadow Legends, woof, they don't know what pay to win is, man. Listen. I've always said this about Raid, though. The beautiful thing about it is you can compete. You can compete in the sense of like having fun in the game, making really cool teams, right? Like having fun in dungeons, having fun with your clanmates, like that kind of stuff, right? I think that the design of this game is really great. It's really great. By the way, Tuak the Wanderer guide going live tonight. That's why I have this weird arena team starring him. Guide going live tonight on the second channel. That's Raid Shadow Legends Champion Guides. We're nearing 100 champion guides on that channel, by the way, guys. Anyway, I digress. I was like, we're gonna lose this one too. This might not be more interesting than the staring at the static screen in the background. But my point, guys, is that, man, now it's starting to feel, maybe some of you guys can relate, maybe you can't, and I don't want to taint the reason I'm saying all these nice things about the game is because I don't want to taint the experience for you guys too. If you're enjoying the game, I'm not sitting here to try to rain on your parade. I'm just sitting here trying to say, struggling but trying, is I'm starting to look at this game as a spender in this game, right? Obviously, I'm starting to look at this game, and when I look at energy, I'm starting to not see energy anymore. I'm starting to see gems or dollar signs. When I see silver, I'm not seeing silver anymore. I'm seeing the cost that it represents. When I'm getting thrown pop-ups 15 times a day, I'm starting to feel like everything, even compared to last year, the year before, the year before that, the year before that, everything is getting so transactional. Like, I don't look at any resources. It's weird. Like, I don't look at energy as a resource anymore. I look at it as everything's money, right? Everything represents money. And ultimately, you're going to run out of one of the things, if not all. And then you're going to have to pay money or wait time to compensate those, you know? And I know what you're thinking. Some of you are like, dude, yeah, bro, it's a gotcha game, dude. I understand that. And I'm willing to tolerate that because I'm playing the freaking game, right? I'm making content on the game. I've accepted the good and the bad. But lately, to me, it feels like the bad. And it feels like, to me, going back to the point I was trying to make, it feels like the altar of souls, right? First of all, I think awakening and blessings are freaking awesome. I love them. I love them. I wish they would rework a lot of the blessings. But like as a concept, I think it's great. But let's talk about all the crappy things about it. You can get champions you don't have. Like, what's up with that, man? You can't, it's not like you pull champion fragments, you know? So why are we pulling champions, or like when you're pulling shards? So why are we pulling champions we don't have, man? I mean, it's a crappy feeling. It's a crappy feeling, right? And then, listen, to mitigate that, let's change the wish list to a freaking 10 times chance, right? A 2-time. You realize there's like 1,500 freaking champions in this game, right? But even that, I can stomach, honestly. I can tolerate it. It is what it is. Okay, we can get champions we don't have. Okay, I get it. But the thing to me, the real killer, and the real thing, that it's a two-pronged thing that to me kind of coincides with everything else kind of changing around me, and I can't put my finger on it, right? Are they trying to milk this game? Are they trying to milk the game? Do they think they've advertised so much into Raid Shadow Legends after 4.5, 5 years or whatever, that at this point they got to get what they can get because they're not getting their ROI back on their marketing dollars? Man, I hope I'm not trying to put out a conspiracy theory. I don't know if that's true at all, but like, that's kind of what it feels like to me a little bit, you know? Because look at this, man. Eternal Soul Stones. What do they charge for these things? I think I had an offer like yesterday for like $80 for 2. And then I have 80% chance of pulling an epic? Dude, you're going to charge me $40 for a soul stone that I'm likely going to pull an epic champion that I likely don't have? Oh man, that really just feels awful. It feels awful. And of course, they got to add an extra kick to that. They got rid of the mercy. You know, if anything, it's like, yeah, but if you pull 10, you're guaranteed a legendary. I don't like that. Pull 5 would be better, but like, there's not even a mercy. I could literally spend, you know, $5,000 on Eternal Soul Stones and walk away with like a couple legendaries. I mean, obviously the odds are greater than that. You know, I'm exaggerating, but man, it feels way off. As a matter of fact, I don't think I'm being ridiculous here in this ask. But to me, legendary pull rate on a $40 Eternal Soul Stone that I'm likely, you know, 80%, it's a 5-star, right? Let me push over. 80%, it's a 5-star. So I'm likely going to get a 5-star epic. Dude, at the very least, you can guarantee me a freaking legendary, you know? Or flip-flop those 2 numbers right there. Or at the very least, you can guarantee us a 6-star. I mean, it's crazy. Odds are most players aren't even going to have the champion. Sorry, guys. I know. And listen, I'm to blame. I'm a hypocrite. I've spent money. I bought soul stones, you know? So I get it. And the thing is I have this internal battle at all times. Half of me is like, you know what? you know, let's taper back our spending and we're cool. We still love the game, which is true. I'm not stopping Raid Shadow Legends uploads anytime soon. Honestly, as long as I keep the game running, I don't think ever, man. A, I've invested way too much time and money into this stupid game. And B, I love the community, and I frankly like the game for all the reasons I said. So I'm not going anywhere, but I will say this, man, and I mean it, as I said earlier, to reiterate, man, this video is way longer than it needs to be. Damn it, I blabbed again, I rambled again. Guys, let me know what you think. I really wish they would listen and make some positive changes. How do they fix all this? Here's the crazy thing, man. Here's the crazy thing, right? Well, let me finish my point. I'm not going to spend money on shards ever again. Ever again. If they nerf Marichka and Taurus after this event. I'm no longer ever going to spend on a shard. I'll get my new champions from fusions and fragment summons. I'm never going to, you'll never see me. I'm sure there'll be shard opening videos, but they'll just be shards that I've saved for a million years. That's it. If they do this, man. That's it. I should have said at the beginning of the video. Did I say that? Crap. Either way, guys, that's my big, no more spending on shards ever again. I love shard opening videos. They do the best here on YouTube out of all my content. You guys love them too. My amazing editor, Osama, does a great job on them. But I'm going to end it, man. I'm going to end it because that will be the final straw. That will be the dirtiest of the dirty, and I don't want to stand for it. But moreover, just to kind of put a ribbon on this rant, so to speak, is it doesn't take, this is the crazy thing, right? Is they've dug themselves this monetization hole, I feel like, and it doesn't take a lot to pull themselves out, right? I feel like they're so deep that even a little positive momentum in the opposite direction would go a long way with a player base. So how could they do that? There's a million ways they could do that. They could institute very small changes like benefits to the players from the Altar of Souls, right? Like, just tweak those percentages a little bit, up the wish list a little bit. These are basic things that they just haven't done in ever. Like, when's the last time they're like, you know what, guys? Shard pull rates, they're a little too low. We're going to bump into 1%. You know, like, I'm not saying they should do that. I'm just saying that, like, give back anything. It frankly feels like, and I know this is not the case because going back to the case I made, I feel like, again, this is just me speaking out of school. I don't know if they all, I'm not speaking for anybody else here, but I almost feel like somebody on the game team at Plarium, someone just who loves the game like I do, like we do, they hear us. They hear us. We've been asking for the same things for years. For years. But they don't. It doesn't seem to me when I talk to them that they don't care. It seems like they do care and they do acknowledge, you know, the frustration. It seems to me like their hands are tied by, you know, Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget in the chair patting his cat saying, more monetization. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, guys, I'm not hopeful that they're going to make any of those changes. I am hopeful that they will not do us super dirty and nerf Marichka and Taurus. Anyway, with all that said, I'll continue my hypocrisy tomorrow, and I will pull for Taurus, so expect that video probably Wednesday. I expect the underrated nuker video tomorrow instead. And guys, again, I know this is kind of all over the place. I really need to start taking notes for these videos. They're off the cuff. They're unedited, clearly. But either way, I would love to hear from you guys in the comments below. What is your take on all this? I hope I don't come off as overly negative, only because of one thing, and I'll end with this point. I'm reticent to do too many rant videos like this, right? Just kind of like venting almost. Because, let's face it, whether you love me or you hate me, whether you agree with me or you disagree with me, you come to this channel to watch me talking about or playing Raid Shadow Legends. Nobody, at least me, I would not want to tune into somebody every day and chill with them, take time out of my valuable day, and hear them just constantly bitch and moan about why I'm watching them. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, especially considering I do enjoy the game at its core, to me, I just don't want to be that guy. But sometimes you just gotta vent. Much love, guys, and as always, take care, guys.